back to another episode of the Ridgeway Pod. I'm your host Udoy with my co-host Ush, and we're back with a brand new episode. Today's episode is not really much of an NBA talk. Actually, we're not talking about NBA at all. We are here at Ridgeway Pod. We're fans of many sports, and we've actually done this sport before. It's been a while. In the summer, we were covering it heavy, but we're going into soccer/football. We call soccer, the American, I know Europeans and everyone else calls football. There's a lot of talking points. I feel like we feel like that could be addressed, and we were just interested, and we're just like, NBA has been kind of slow, so I think we could kind of hop into this sport and like talk about all the drama that's surrounding it. Hope you guys enjoy. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're stuck at like 64 subscribers on YouTube. So please hit that subscribe button. We try to raise that up. Follow us on our social medias. Let's take it away. I think the biggest, funnest topic to talk about right now is probably the Real Madrid story. Arguably the biggest club in the world, if not the biggest. They've had a crazy season to start so far. I mean, from the summer, if we set the picture here, set the context, it's get Kylian Mbappe on a free, the quote unquote best player in the world, from Paris Saint-Germain. They finally get their golden boy. He gets his dream move to his dream club following
where his GOAT played,
and everything. So it's like gonna be sunshines and rainbows, right? Like the best team in the world, because they won the Champions League last year and they won the league as well with the second place Ballon d'Or finishing Vinny. Everything was just lined up for them to like take over this year and just run away with it, and it has not gone the way they would hoped. They just versed Liverpool and they lost to them 2-0 in the Champions League, and it was a pretty big showing, because I mean, if you follow La Liga, like the fans of it probably know what's Real Madrid been doing, but this was like a first time, other than I guess like the Clasico, which we can get into. This was the first time it was being shown on like a grander scale where all eyes are on them. And yeah, man, you want to take it away with your initial thoughts, and I'll hop in after.
To start off with, I feel like because you gave a little backstory on Real and everything that's going on with them, I feel like this really started from that 4-0 loss against
Barcelona.
Against Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think that's where like all the downhill spiraling started happening. And then like right after they lost to Barcelona, the Ballon d'Or happens. And with the Ballon d'Or, that Vinny was getting ready to have a whole celebration with his entire family, and they're gonna have so much fun. And what's his name, Papa Perez was gonna be there, and everyone's gonna dance. And then boom, they don't win it. UEFA's like, fuck you guys, you guys suck, and Vinny, you don't deserve it. And they gave it to Rodri, which I had as my Ballon d'Or winner. I think the last soccer pod we did, I think it was like to wrap up the Euros and everything like that. I said Rodri is Ballon d'Or. Like this caps off the Ballon d'Or season, the season that he had. Even if he didn't even play in the full final, he got injured and had to sub out at halftime. But I feel like I can't really point to a tactical reason why. Well, there is one tactical reason, but I'll get to that later. But like a specific tactical reason as to why Real Madrid suck all of a sudden. Right. Or like not playing their best, because they're still second on La Liga, but it's La Liga. But I think it's more so like these guys, there's no chemistry anymore in that locker room. I feel like every single person in that locker room like kind of realized that like they're doing it for themselves. There's nobody who plays for the badge on the team. It kind of feels like a flip of the last 5 years between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Like Barcelona, the last 5, before this year and last year, I guess, it was kind of like the identity crisis. Like who the hell are we anymore? Messi's gone. What are we doing? And then they had to rebuild a lot. Their financial issues, this, that, and Real Madrid was like, oh look, they had this whole system set, with Benz, and Vinny was like, just entering his prime, and everybody had their, where they are in the hierarchy and how they were playing, and they had a lot of veterans on the team who had a lot of voices on the team. And now that same Real Madrid team they've gotten extremely younger, which obviously you have to do. But I feel like coming with that youngness and a lot of people who are like not really homegrown, like the last two biggest acquisitions are non-Spanish people who can't even speak Spanish. So like that, I feel like that team has an identity crisis right now. Like they don't know who their leader is. They don't know what they're playing for right now. And it's showing in their games. Any big game they've had, all the games that they play against, like they have like some 4-0s and 3-0s here and there, but they played Milan and they played Liverpool, and they lost both of those games, and they lost both of the games brutally.
Yeah,
and they lost both of the games. When I was watching those games, you watch it and you go, was it because of a tactical thing that they did wrong? But it was kind of like an effort thing. I feel like Milan was just like this Liverpool game, like that one clip of Mbappe bringing up the ball on the left side, and then Salah just comes up behind him and takes it and runs.
Yeah, he presses.
And someone's like, like Mbappe didn't realize that like wingers are allowed to come back and play defense.
Yeah,
but that exact play was I was like, it's like an effort thing. Like these guys just they're not checked in. They don't care. They're checked out completely, and it's a whole chemistry thing. Like every day we hear a report on Mbappe wants to play left wing. Now he wants to play striker. Then he wants to play right wing. Jude is the whole world's against Jude. Like nobody likes him and everybody hates him and England hates him and now he can't play. You suck. One thing I will say though, like tactically wise, is Jude is not like I said this before. Jude is not a good midfielder, man. He's not a good midfielder. He does not know how to control the midfield. He doesn't know when to make the right passes or to set up anybody. He's a poacher. That's what he is. That's his whole play style. Even in Dortmund, he wasn't like the way they wanted him to be, like this new Modric. Like he's not a new Modric. And
he's not a controller.
They're slowly starting to realize that's not his game. Yeah. And the position that they got him for, it's not working.
So my thing is like, that's the thing. Like here we go. Like let's talk about it. At the end of the day, they're second in La Liga. They're only 4 points behind Barcelona. Like again, it's not the end of the world, like you said. Craziest thing is when you look at this. So this is the first time the new Champions League format, right? And when you look at the standings, they're right now at 24th place, which is the knockout phase playoff places seeded. I'm sorry, unseeded. So truth be told, the new way they're doing it, it's kind of easy to follow, but at the same time it's not because we've never seen it before. So I'm kind of just waiting till it plays out, till somebody tells me so and so is out and so is not out, because I'm like, what does
I don't know all the stipulations, because
what makes you down here and what makes you up there other than points. But it's crazy that I could say this for sure, they're 1 point ahead of the elimination place. So they're 24th place with 6 points. PSG, funny, ironically, is 25th with 4 points. So they're down there with all those teams. And this is a club that no matter what, even if you ask their fans, if they don't win La Liga, as long as they win the Champions League, all is good and all good over there. No matter how much, if they try to say no, a trophy is a trophy. No, they care about that trophy the most, and they've showed success there. Now it's crazy because they're the reigning champs. They haven't been playing at all. Like, okay, come on, against Liverpool. I think this is the first time Liverpool has beat them since 2009. So all those years with Cristiano Ronaldo, those friggin' crazy teams. Every time they faced in the finals twice in the last during this timeline, they've always lost. Even there was a group game where I think Liverpool got up 2 goals, and then Benzema's just like, calm down, everybody relax, and they came.
Oh, that was the semifinal game, no?
I thought it was like a random, like a group stage game for some reason.
I remember they were 2-0, and he literally gathered all of them up, and he was like, "Yo, everyone chill."
And that's their, I'm giving them credit, like that's their bread and butter. They're just clutch gene, everything, all that stuff when it comes to this specific tournament, and that's why it's such a big showing. And I don't even care about the points. They're probably going to make it to the next round for sure. But it's just like, I understand Liverpool's super in form, but they just don't seem out of it. And okay, and people might be like, well, there's lots of injuries, right? Like currently there's Chouameni, Rodrigo, Carvajal is out, Alaba is out,
Vinny.
Vinny is out. Vinny did not play, and Militao I think tore his ACL like again or something. So those are all, and I think Camavinga is injured too. I'm not too sure, but like those are all,
Or
I
is he
get
not?
it, crucial things. But with them in and out of the lineup, we've already seen like they're just not thinking. And I think a point I kind of wanted to go to was the last 3 years or whatever of them, winning the thing. It wasn't like Ancelotti tactically set them up. A lot of the games, including finals, it seemed like they were like just like letting the other team have the ball, have possession. We'll figure it out when we figure it out. Or one person has a moment of brilliance, like when Courtois in the finals against Liverpool, and their the second last win they had. Last year,
Well,
Vinny.
if we're gonna be honest about last year, they
Yeah,
didn't. They shouldn't even. They like
yeah.
all they had was the favor of God.
No,
Like, they
straight
had
up.
God on their
Straight up.
hands.
It's not
Like
like they actually set them up like, oh, you do this play. And it's not even like their counterattacking was like the golden counterattacking style of football. It was straight up like it honestly you could say it's luck. And obviously if you do it enough times, it feels like it's skill. But it's like, bro, it honestly the same way with the Chiefs, right? It's like black magic. It's legit like Real Madrid Champions League culture or heritage. So I think that's starting to juice out. Now maybe I jinxed it and they're about to go on a crazy run. Who knows? But this is what we see now, and that's what's crazy. Like El Clasico, they got 4 dropped on them. They couldn't even answer one back. Vinny and Mbappe both played in that game. When it comes to thing, like you said, the Milan is 7th in Serie A, by the way. Like they're not crazy right now either. They're going through their struggles. And yeah, like I said, Liverpool, like I watched that game and I think Liverpool was just stand up. Everybody just knows what to do. And like the swagger they played with, they just like they big broed them essentially.
well, the way
And
Liverpool is playing right now, like obviously Liverpool is relentless with their pressure. Like
yeah,
they press so much, and they're on a tear right now in
yeah.
with
Arnie
both leagues.
Slot Penitentiary, right?
Yeah,
Well,
that's like to the
yeah.
Arne penitentiary.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I don't. But when you watch the Madrid games, you don't see anything that's like, oh, we can take
Work,
this
work with
and
this.
go
Yeah.
and work with
Yeah.
this. There's
Yeah.
nothing. There's not a thing. Mbappe has literally become a shell of himself. We're
I
gonna
was
talk
gonna
about
go
it.
into that. I was
We're gonna
pretty
talk
much
about
gonna
it
get
later, but it's like Man City is having terrible season, but it's like when you look at just look at the numbers, like the statistics. Obviously, they don't say anything, but it's like,
yeah.
bro, Mbappe is Mbappe. Like he should at least be like still the top goal scorers. Still making plays. Making runs. We should still see some highlights going on with Mbappe, but we don't see nothing. All I see is did Mbappe score a free kick on Twitter? That's all I see nowadays, bro. For real, like that's it.
No, it's true. And like here, like let's just jump into it. Mbappe has been obviously saying underwhelming to say the least. It's like an understatement, but it's just the way it is. It's like he. I was telling you the other day. It kind of feels like when the whole like he's LeBron when LeBron came to Miami for the first time. That first year of just like. I mean, it's funny because if you go and look at LeBron's numbers, they were great. But in those moments, that's what LeBron and D-Wade later talk about in their careers, where it's like, yeah, like the next year it was just the vengeance tour, and like LeBron became free again. It was his team for sure. Like D-Wade said, "Bro, I'm cooked. Like you just take the ball," and it's like, but you can't do that because Vinny is not cooked. And but and like it's funny because the obvious has happened, and to the masses, we were probably like, "No, they're gonna figure it out, bro." Like Mbappe, Vinny, Rodrigo, whatever. But the obvious has happened. They both play on the left. Actually, all 3 of them probably prefer the left, including Rodrigo, but that guy's been sacrificing his whole life. And it's like they're basically getting into each other's like spaces. And the funny thing is the whole tracking back thing, it's like, okay, now this whole thing's a big thing. Like, but if your team plays like that, if one of you is not tracking back, but everyone else is, that's one thing you can afford to do because then you're ready for a counterattack, go one-on-one or something like that, make a magical moment happen. But if both of them are just going to stand there and everyone else is just panting and trying to defend and get the ball back, it's not going to work. And here's another thing. Modric is on his last legs. Like, I'm not going to roast Modric. he re-signed this summer. It's he's a legend. Now we know Father Time is here. It's cooked. Cool. Bellingham is not a controller, like you were kind of alluding to. It's not like he's like a brilliant number 10. Or he's to be honest, to me, he's more of like an engine. He's a complementary piece to a star team that can like, just run around, get do the nitty-gritty stuff. I'm not trying to downplay him, but it's funny because it's like, who's the best at that in the world today? That's the Rodris of the world. But he's not. But if you compare Bellingham's game to Rodri's game, I don't think there's like much of like, bro, come on, like tactically.
His ball playing skills are just like not as good though. Like
that's the thing, So and then like I feel like they don't give chances they don't really empower their youth a lot, like Goulet and
I haven't even seen him,
bro. Like I'm just saying, like a lot of people are like, well, who's Goulet? Because it's like that guy alive, and it's like he was supposed to be this like he's young, but you have to give him spot minutes and like show that like. Can you take this, bro? If anything, we know one thing: soccer, football, whatever you call it, it's the one sport where a 16-year-old comes and dominates. Like, when they're good,
you don't need the physical prowess of to be
learn.
A whole grown ass man, like body wise, to have an impact on the game. Yeah. If you have the skills and the knowledge,
you can.
And if you're good enough, you can make some sort of impact. So either there's something going on, exactly. There's something going on in practice where like, oh, this guy's actually ass, or they're playing this loyalty game where it's like, why are we playing this loyalty game? These guys are, and I don't think the players will have an issue with sitting down. These guys have literally played there their whole lives. Like they're 35, they're about to retire.
Yeah,
there's no point in having these guys
Champions Leagues, like
they've done everything. There's no ego here anymore.
Or it shouldn't be,
and it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, and that's the funny part. And like you always had like, especially the top part, like Mbappe, the whole Mbappe striker thing. Like it's always been a thing. He doesn't want to play striker. He's been saying it. That's why he likes playing for France because Giroud occupies that, and he feeds off. He bounces off him. Giroud will not score, but it's like he'll take all the thing, and then he'll set you up to score. His wingers will go off. Our midfielders around him, but. So it's kind of like, what were you guys thinking? Like he's been vocal about this. It's not like he's never said, no, I never said I never played striker. That's funny because I know there's that one clip of when Cristiano Ronaldo first came to Madrid. He's like, I'll play anywhere. I don't care. But the thing is, Cristiano did that since day one. He's like, Fergie, where do you want me to play? In Premier League, top your all-time 11. Some people like, he's my left wing, he's my right wing. Nobody ever like if you play 4-4-2, he's on one of those sides. It's like nobody ever argues that no, you can't put Cristiano there. You can't put. He never played there because he's been doing it. He just wanted minutes and he showed his impact. Put me anywhere. I mean, all-time great, of course. But Mbappe, he's always kind of I get the ego is warranted with his World Cup performances, and he's always been like the next guy up. But I just feel like it's all catching up to everybody. That's the funny part. And it's like,
it's kind of like you get, like, if you put it in NBA terms, like you'll get a center, you get a starting center, like you get Shaq, and then you go and sign Hakeem for what?
Pretty much all in their prime. Both in their primes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
For what reason? Like, why do we... There was no reason to do it other than for greed. And obviously, you had some sort of tactical decision in your mind that you thought it would work.
Also, this whole saga has been going on for like 5 years. Like Mbappe rejected Real Madrid like 4 or 5 times in a row. And finally, bro, and in no offense, PSG
one year where Vinny had his best year is the one year he decides to like come.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that's crazy. And it's like, bro, it's to me it always like he never, I feel like, fully made it click with Neymar and I don't know when Messi came either. We see the clips every day now where Messi found Mbappe or Messi this that, and it's like there was those moments like he just didn't want to be there, and it's like he was getting rid of skill players left and right, and it's kind of like, well, you can't do that here. So. And also, if you want to live like that, like, why'd you come here of all places?
He's one of those guys where he's like,
I want
to hoop with my boys. Like, like, I want to hoop with my boys, and then I'll be comfortable. It's like, bro, like, we're in a professional sport here, man. Get with the freaking program.
Also, if this is a joke, but at this point, he's not beating the South American charges. You know, he shipped off all of the South Americans from PSG and shit. Like, and I don't want them no more.
Yeah,
And
no,
then,
he literally did that. He
like
literally
Di
did that.
Maria and all them went to the that practice with the B team or something. Like
Everybody they signed when Messi and Neymar came in were there.
Yeah.
All of them were gone
And
the
now,
next year.
and now he can't play with Vinny.
Watch what they're gonna do. He's gonna get rid of Vinny or Rodrigo and go get Dembubu back.
Yeah,
Watch, he's gonna go
Nah,
get
that's what
Dembele back.
he said. He said Dembele is gonna win me a chip.
Yeah, dude.
All right, bro. Come on, man.
Also, another thing with the Mbappe, bro, like he is an all-world talent. I'm not saying he's not.
Yeah.
But like the way you guys talk about Haaland's performances in big games, you guys never talk about this big performance in big games. I know he showed it before, but again, it's honestly, if we're really thinking about it, international games, he showed it for sure. But why do people act like France is shit?
Also, the last Euros, he did not show it.
He did not show it. He did not show it.
Yeah.
And guess what? That was France's probably worst team that they've put out since 2018.
Yeah, and the performance too, because the players weren't super different, right? Like,
no, but I'm saying like even look. So the skill, like the team, like he is the leader of the team. He's the captain. You know, he's the grown up of the team now.
Yeah,
and he during that time, every time it's like, oh, here's the keys. He gives them right back because he can't do it.
And that's a true thing. It's like the whole like the fate of the world's on the line. I feel like he's the only time I've seen it the last time was the World Cup final in Qatar. That was it, and that was spectacular. Ever since then, that Mbappe is gone, and it's funny because that performance was like I'm him. Like
it was a leap off where it's like now it's his era.
He figured it out.
It's the Mbappe era. Like, like how it's the Jokic era right now.
Yeah,
like it's the Mbappe era. This is the new guard, and then he goes and does the last 2 years what he's done. He doesn't do anything. Every big game he disappears.
Bro, he saw Lamine twice in a big moment, and they folded. But his teams both France, Spain, and El Clasico. He saw the kid. He's like, oh shit. Like, yo, like what the hell?
Shout out Barca, because Barca, like, I feel like Real Madrid thinks they're so much bigger than everybody in the world, and they don't want to get into beefs and stuff. Barca be keeping the beefs alive. So
they give the beef alive. They were talking, they were dancing, they were doing Vinny's dance and everything. Like, and like again, I'm a fan of Barcelona, but like, you know, that's what the sport is. Real Madrid, if they're stunting, stunt. But then, like, yeah, and I feel like, since the Ballon d'Or and that Clasico, they've just been living in a nightmare. Their bus crashed. They're like, what the hell? No, but it's like, you know, everyone's safe. Everyone, you know, it's all good. But it's like, bro, it's just like Nuzzer. Like, you know?
Yeah, it is. It really is. It really is.
Like, what the hell?
It really is.
Vinny crash out the Richarlison. We're still waiting on what's gonna happen. I'm scared. I guess somebody said it. Richarlison just cursed City. Like, that's it. Like you said, watch what happens. Yeah,
he went to Brazil. He went to what's it called, Alex Pereira's freaking tribe.
Yeah,
and they performed a ritual on Pep Guardiola. That's why he got all those scars on his face.
But yeah, well, speaking of Champions League, I think the other side of it is Liverpool, who is just flying. They're first in the Champions League. They're first in the league. I think up 8 points. Shout out to Brighton, by the way. Brighton is second right now. Like, go Mitoma. But
it's all right now.
Liverpool is just flying, and I feel like we gotta give them credit. Like, I think them and Barcelona are probably the two best clubs in the world. And,
right now, for sure.
Right now, and like Liverpool, like forget Barcelona right now. I guess Liverpool just been going crazy, and if I'm not wrong, Salah, Trent, and Van Dijk both have contract talks going on. They both have a contract running out.
All three of them.
All the three pivotal pieces, like this Klopp era Liverpool. The players you go to, who are your favorite three?
That's why this is kind of scary, because
crazy.
Well, first I gotta give a pre-note. My bad, Nick. We didn't get you on the pod. I know you want to be on the pod because you're a Liverpool fan. You want to talk shit to me.
Oh, that would have been good. My bad.
We'll get you on the pod eventually. Liverpool, I feel like I don't want to be a dickhead, okay, but I feel like this kind of feel like it's like one last hoorah. Like
the last
year was supposed to be their last dance, you know, for Klopp. They messed it up. They didn't do it, but
the quadruple.
Like this year they're like, no, this is the last dance, because I feel like one of those three, or maybe even two of those three players, will not be Liverpool, like wearing that jersey, wearing that crest coming next season.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like all these guys are super locked in, and like I don't know what Arnie Slot did, like what he told these guys, but and
Right.
I will say for like if we're talking about Premier League, like their season, like they started off their season, the scheduling wise, they had like a pretty easier schedule, I'll say, but they're capitalizing on all of that. I think that game this Sunday is kind of the
Yeah.
make or break. Like this is for the league. I feel like obviously they're 8 points ahead, so they're probably just gonna win the league. But,
Yeah.
but like this is for like all the talking rights and like to really confirm if they're really that are they that good? Because it's kind of like we're only 13, 12 games into the season. It's kind of like we don't for sure know all of these teams' identities. Because look, we were saying a couple weeks ago, City's just gonna wake up and then take over, and now
Right, as
City lost
usual.
6 in a row,
Yeah.
right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's what Liverpool is just having a crazy season. But I think my only thing is like I don't know if this continues down the line. Like I don't want to be negative. I know we're talking about only this season,
Yeah.
but it's just like for the future. Like I don't know if they can build off of this momentum if they don't keep those guys. You know what I mean?
So that's the thing with me. Like, okay, shout out to them. They're doing great. Do they know something, those three especially, or the team knows something that we don't? Like the way they're moving is like that for sure. Again, the season, we're just like at the halfway point, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And they're looking great. And they did this again when Klopp won the one Premier League he did. Like they just that COVID year, they just went crazy. They just won like 20 points and they're like, nobody can catch up. Done. City can't do that thing. Now, my thing is Salah, the big talking point is like he's having a career year, by the way. Like it's
career year.
He's going crazy. The thing is, his contract is so interesting because that interview they had, like he did on the end of last week game, and he was just like they haven't offered it, and they were just like, oh, the fans want you to stay, like you're hearing this, and he's like, me and the fans don't decide. It's FSG. It's Liverpool, it's LeBron. Like they gotta if they want me, come get me. And that's what's crazy. You have Trent. This whole flirting with Real Madrid notion continues on. It's funny because when the Jude's time was ending in Dortmund, and Trent and Jude are like besties. Everyone kept thinking that he's gonna go to Liverpool.
Gonna go to Liverpool.
And like Trent was doing Agent Trent stuff, and now
he was literally posting on Instagram with him and like making jokes, all that flirting and shit.
And now it's the opposite, right? It's like, oh shit, now it's the Bellingham might bring him there, and they need a right back. Carvajal's getting old. Trent Loki is he? I mean, Kyle Walker
is the best in the world.
Kyle Walker's regressed totally. It's cooked, in my opinion. We can get to that later, but like, Trent is probably the best right back in the world. It is 100%. Like it's the case.
I think so.
Yeah, like I don't know if like Hakimi slowed down. Like there's not a lot to shout. To be honest, Carvajal played like the best like for the couple of years, underrated, but it's true. But and then they win all the time. But so it's like going to Real Madrid. That's a freaking Galacticos move. Classic Real Madrid. It would be kind of perfect for them, but. So that's crazy, but he's Liverpool born and raised. Like he's from their academy, and he's been there from the jump. He's there. He's pretty much captain material for them, And then Van Dijk is the best defender in the world. Best to me. Like
Virgil, funny enough, like
18 LeBron, 2018 LeBron. Like,
Virgil, Trent, and Mo, all of three of them, funny enough, like I'm not saying they were like washed, but like all three of them were on this downtrend. And then this season, contract year, they just started turning up. Like Van Dijk, like if you were telling me last year he's the best defender in the world, I'd be like, I don't know if he's the best defender in the world, man.
Yeah,
he's the best defender in the world in 2024.
No, it's crazy, and he's always top two, right? Like always. Bar injury, he's always top two. I don't even want to say top three. So like it's just you want Van Dijk, and so that's what's crazy about Liverpool. It's like they're playing so good. Nunes and Diaz are also putting in the work. Like I know Nunes year one, that was the crazy one, and even last year didn't feel like he was getting it together as much. Like he's just a crazy game breaker. He's either gonna win you the game or he's gonna like thing you the game. Like
funny funny enough about Nunes this year, I feel like they kind of changed how his role is. Like, you know how you mentioned about like how Giroud works in France? I feel like they kind of changed his role to match that similarly. Like he's he's a box crasher now, and most of the balls nowadays they play it from the wings. Like all their goals are coming from the wing.
Yeah.
They don't like Nunes. Obviously, his stats don't look as gaudy.
But it's the performance, right? When
But
it comes to
his style of play, he's finally like learned to open up lanes for everybody else. You know, something that he didn't know before, and something that he still has his offside issues. He always be running offside for some reason, but he's learned more to how to position himself so then other people can get open. Those won't show up on the stat sheet. So he's improved a lot as a player. I'd say like he is playing well. And then also what's it called? McAllister. I think McAllister is just insane, man.
Yeah, no, it's
he
true.
is.
It's true. McAllister is crazy, and Gravenberch playing that 6 role. Like I remember I saw Gravenberch used to be in Bayern Munich.
He did,
it was just like he was a wonder kid. He was wonder kid. Like that. Remember in FIFA, like it was like, oh, this new Dutch kid. Blah blah blah. It's crazy because now finally I think he's finding his role. Arnie Slot is like hooping like with these guys. With like
when they got rid of Gravenberch, I was like, I don't really care. Like
yeah, no, of course
he leaves. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, where the hell was this Gravenberch?
But sometimes that's what happens, right? Like a young player, if it's a team doesn't work out, I don't think anyone should give up on them because it's the next club. It just boom, it's gonna blow up on them, right? Like they're just gonna blow up. And then Robertson like re-emergence, but I think what's crazy is like Van Dijk Konate partnership too, and Kelleher in net. Like Alisson's been injured. Liverpool have been doing this without Alisson. Like so, it's just things are blending well, meshing well. To me, I think they are the favorites in the league, especially seeing. The only thing I said was Man City was going to win the league if I were to start the season from game 1. But the way they've just been like getting cooked, and the point gap is the point gap, right? It's like I think Liverpool have to choke really, really bad for them to cost this league. Also, what I mean?
I also think it's like this is the first time ever where it's like, and Sunday if they prove me wrong, please do Man City. But I think Liverpool is like a terrible matchup for Man City this year.
And it's
like the way Liverpool plays. Too. Yeah, way Liverpool plays, right? Like they're playing right now. It's kind of reminds me of how they were playing in 2018 when they won the Champions League.
Yeah, and the Champions League.
Yeah, and the league and stuff like that. Yeah, 2018. Because that Liverpool team was one thing about that team was like there's just relentless pressure. Like.
Yeah,
because they had that 3-man weave of Salah,
Mane.
What's his name? Mane and Firmino. It was just non-stop pressure from those three, and the wings were just like they had no issue with getting nitty-gritty. Yeah, and they kind of went away from that, changed player personnel, but they're right back there again. They're playing like that again, and if we can like transition here to City real quick.
Yeah,
City, old, slow. Lazy.
Yeah,
the entire roster. If you only one player on that team gives a shit, and that's Haaland, and he can't do it. His defensive impact is he doesn't have a defensive impact.
Well, what do you expect him to do? Go play goalie or something?
Oh my god!
And so that's a great transition actually, because the City is arguably the best team in the world for the last 3 years or 2. Certified, other than Real Madrid getting their annual Champions League. But even they stopped them from doing that. And when they won the treble, and we thought, oh man, Haaland clicks instantly. Pep is signing an extension, everything like that just recently, and everything is in the perfect thing for them. It's the City era, and they've just fumbled. And the thing is, it's such a big talking point because we've never seen this before from Pep ever. And from City, this
6 losses in a row, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. I think if you look at they've lost 3 in a row in the league.
That's insane.
That's crazy, bro. And right now in Champions League, they're in the knockout phase, playoff places, unseeded, 17th place. Okay, that's crazy. There's let me tell you, there's 36 spots. They're 17th, so they're almost bottom. They're almost bottom half of that Champions League format. It's going crazy. Haaland leads the league in scoring with 12 goals, 2 more than Salah. I get it. KDB has been in and out. Rodri is cooked because of his ACL. You know, his Ballon d'Or was the sacrifice for the ACL, I guess. But my guy Phil Foden, like let's just pinpoint certain guys here, because it's been the same. Here's the thing, actually, the overarching
story with him all the time, bro.
Here's my thing with it's been an overarching theme. City has money, right? That's what everyone would be harping on them, hating on them for. Since Haaland, they haven't really done a big splash, which you would expect. Big clubs do it. Real Madrid, Barcelona's, getting Lewandowski, Bayern Munich.
It's Guardiola.
No, but these are all like not proven people like to come in and like fit the system in a really long time. They got their Doku. They got Gundogan back from Barca. They, like you said, Guardiola. They promoted Rico Lewis.
And they got Robert. What's his name?
Savinho this year. That's their bigger move. And Matthias Nunes and Kovacic. Like again, the names that I'm telling you are like complementary pieces. And I guess I don't know if Pep and the City board were like, well, we have Haaland, we have KDB, Rodri, our defensive spine. Everyone else is complementary. Cool. You're getting hit with injury bugs. This is KDB's. I feel like it's third year, but maybe it's just the second year.
It's over for him,
like,
man.
Come on, bro. Like, okay, and KDB, it was like I didn't look it up. I don't know the stat, but I'm pretty sure it's a high percentage of Haaland's goals, like the assist by KDB. Like Haaland,
all 5 big chances KDB has created this year was all Haaland goals.
Right?
So
and that's the thing. And like, if KDB, my thing is like, I'm not saying KDB project era is done. But clearly he needs to think. Like he needs a replacement, or like he can't do the full season anymore. That's cool. We're seeing 40-year-old LeBron, right? You gotta manage that, because like there's still greatness in these players. However, so let me go to Phil Foden. Phil Foden, what position do you want to play? What is it, bro? Because you can't keep doing this. It's the Jude thing.
6 or an 8 or a 10 or
I hate this.
He's number 47. That's what he is.
Like, bro, like you gotta like I get it being versatile, but only all-time great players can do that shit. And other than that, like Haaland's a striker, be the best striker ever.
Well, even with all-time players, when they do that shit, they don't do that shit in the middle of the season.
Every game.
Do that. They do that, like the beginning of the season. Oh, our coach has a new game plan that we want to work with.
Or when required.
Okay. Yeah. Or okay, I'll drop down from right wing to a 10, or something like that.
Yeah.
This guy Foden every single game, and I don't know if it's Pep losing his goddamn mind, but also I blame it on Foden because he's not the best at any position.
That's what people were saying in the Euros. Right?
He's not the best at any position, right? So you keep having to move 6, 9, 8, 10, whatever the hell else they wanted to play wings.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. None of it works, and all of it just looks sloppy. Every time he switches, it looks like he's lost in the position that he's playing at. There's no comfortness in the game he plays.
100%. Against Feyenoord, when they were up 3-0 and they end the game with 3-3, he started the game right behind Haaland. He's the 10. Create for your friggin' Terminator striker or something. Against against Tottenham, when they lose 4-0 to Tottenham, that is insane. I think it was
the worst loss of the season, man.
He plays on the right wing. Against Brighton, the game before that, they lose 2-1. Shout out Brighton again. I think he plays in a midfield 3, it's like Kovacic in the sitting, and then Gundogan and Foden, and then, it's like a 3 and the triangle, and then it's like, bro, and I'm saying you lose, and it's like everyone has mistakes. Don't get me wrong. Like Foden, you're not supposed to play defense, but bro, offensively, what are you giving? And that's the thing. Like Haaland, sure, he's missed quite a bit of chances too. Like at the end of the day,
I think he's missed the most he's ever done in the season, ever. I think he's done 62 big chances, and he's only scored 12.
That's crazy. So that's my thing, right? It's a mess. Kyle Walker, honestly, thank you for your services. I think it's time for MLS.
Well, if you want to go to that real quick, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Akanji, and Ruben Diaz, and Nathan Ake, bro, all of you guys can fuck off. all of them can fuck off, bro. They are all so slow, old, or all want to play midfield for some reason. Guardiola, like why do
Yeah.
I?
Well,
Why
that guy wants to be a striker. So,
dude, these
yeah.
guys,
Great shot.
they play this. They try to do this press and keep possession. Man City hold possession, Pep ball, hold possession, then find a play. The counter attack is frying them alive, dude.
Yeah. No.
And because none of these guys can run back or do anything, and then you go look at the midfield right now. Rodri is clearly the ball door. Give him another one because this midfield is Kovacic. KDB don't even play. Bernardo is finished. I love Bernardo, man. He's finished.
Yeah.
He's completely finished.
That's
Good
true.
Again, we re-signed him for what?
Yeah, he came back from Barca because he said Barca are losers and they don't know how to win, and they lose the Galacticos and they're laughing in there. So screw that. I'm a winner. I captained the Trouble City team.
What did he say on his Instagram or Twitter? He said my mental health is so refreshed because I'm back or whatever.
Yeah, and you're right. And then it's like, brother, what did you come back to, and what did you bring? Right? Like it's all good. And now I think we should get to, like, you named the individuals, sure, because this has been the core for the last 3 years or so. Pep, man, what's going on? Like, what's wrong with him, bro?
I don't even know if it's a Pep thing or it's an entire Man City organizational thing, because you mentioned it already.
I was
just about to say this, but the fact that they're not signing any big name splashes, it's clear that this charges thing is a much bigger thing than we think it is. Like, I feel like a lot of players, especially that one Haaland quote or report that came out about him, he could leave
Barcelona
to Barcelona or something, right?
Yeah.
But even if it's fake, right? But that report that just came out, I feel like a lot of players are like this right now, where it's like, do I want to sign to a club that might get relegated?
Yeah.
My
career.
And what club is gonna? Why would Man City ever put like a non-relegated clause on their contract? They're not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that? Can that happen? Can that happen, bro?
Exactly, right? So I feel like a lot of players are very hesitant, and I feel like Man City is also very hesitant on making any money decisions because they have this looming like cloud over them about these 115 charges.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Sorry, finish.
But like with Pep, it's like, I don't know. It's not really like, it's not a tactical thing with Pep. I don't see it as a tactical thing. I think the team is just very old, and the midfield, there's no entryway. I mean, there's no like entry to the third level, to the final play anymore.
Right.
With KDB and KDB's washed and dead, and now Bernardo's washed. And Jack Grealish. We didn't even mention him. He's cooked.
Bro, that's why. Like
Ruben Diaz is not making no plays. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Like,
and then like Foden, we talked about him, and Matthias Nunes. These guys are not playmakers. There's no playmaker on the team left, other than Doku.
Yeah, and unless you're over the age of 29 or something, he's not cooking. Remember that's the Twitter thing. Apparently, like, he's blocking people like who do those jokes and stuff like that. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, the only reason he keeps getting starts is because he keeps going up against Kyle Walker in practice and cooking shit on him.
It's like, oh shit, he's sick. And so here's my thing. Now the City and Liverpool, big matchup.
Big.
Traditionally, especially during the Klopp and Pep era, it's been. I feel like City has always kind of played it safe. Like, more or less, and then it's like Klopp's team is like this rock and roll team, and City's like the tactical gurus, and they've kind of played to, like, let me tell you the stats in Anfield. They've played 30 times. This is head-to-head overall, so obviously this is like historically. Yeah. Funny enough, City, like, so it's like you're taking pre-thing era, like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have the numbers for like the Pep era or whatever, but it's like, if this is correct, it's 2 wins in Anfield, 11 draws, 17 losses. So, but again, context matters, guys. I don't have the Pep stats necessarily pulled up, unless we can find it really quickly before the end. And then, and the Etihad, they obviously win more than Liverpool with 10 and then 10 wins. But that's my thing, Rick. You just made that face because at Anfield, especially, Pep does not want to go and ever take the win necessarily. I feel like he's always like, no, let's get a draw out of this. And he started doing that against Arsenal too. It's like at the Emirates, other than that first year with like Haaland.
I have it here.
Oh yeah,
So
this year.
so since 2016,
Okay.
so Liverpool have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times.
This is at
Uh,
Anfield or overall?
this is
Just
just
overall.
overall.
Okay.
Um,
Excuse me.
Pep has won 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 8-7, and then a bunch of draws in between.
So, and that's why I think, like,
They're
okay,
neck
cool.
and neck at all
Neck and
times.
neck, I get it. But with the form they're in right now, it's not looking good. It doesn't look neck and neck is coming. Like on
I don't think this game's gonna be neck and neck. I don't think this game's gonna be neck and neck at all.
And again, like Madrid, the common theme I guess here is City is also in their own heads for some reason. Now I don't know what's going on, but it is something fun to talk about because it's just like we haven't seen this before, and it's crazy. What about you, for you, by the way? Do you think Liverpool have like they're pretty much running away with this, or you think
I think the league is done.
It's only
About the
12
game
games actually, so I realize it's less than half. Like
Oh,
we have way
like
more
there's
than
38 games.
38 games, right? So
But
we're
dude,
not
they're like 8
Yeah.
points ahead, man. That's just
Yeah.
such a big gap, right?
It's true.
And like, unless Chelsea, turns into demonic entities, like they're already hooping really well. So
right behind
I
City.
feel like Chelsea might be the only team just because of how much of a I have no like rating on. They're such a nutcase team. Like
Yeah.
one day they're good, the next day they're bad. One day they need Cole Palmer, the next day they don't need. It's such a random team. But for the game on Sunday, I think this is like a Liverpool, like one of the more Liverpool dominant wins. And the Liverpool haven't won a game since 2022 October 16th. And they only won that 1-0.
Here's the thing I'll say about that. If this is truly Salah's last dance, because I think his noise is the most biggest because the whole Saudi Arabia rumors and all that, and I saw a report that they might try to pay him way more than they're paying Cristiano, right? Like in the Saudi league. But if it's his Van Dijk's last dance, or at least like Trent's, whatever, whoever's, this would be a crazy way to go out, especially in front of your fans. Like, let's just blow this up, and like in a way. Obviously, he signed a contract extension, but like end Pep's like temporarily and make him look bad, right? Like make the City look bad because at the end of the day, City is considered the dynasty. Klopp's one, it's not considered a dynasty necessarily because it's like only one Prem, only one Champions League, only it's not like Pep's. I mean, especially in the Prem. So maybe this is a good way to like just slap it out of the park and just like end it here. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, it's gonna be a good one. I'm sure we're all gonna tune into that. And that's.
Can we talk about one thing real quick?
Yeah, go
on. If you take a look at the standings, who is that in 5th place? Oh, it's Arsenal. Trash ass team. That's all I want to say. Yeah, sorry. Arsenal's so sorry, bro. Arsenal's so funny, bro. They've been having this fake beef with Man City for like forever. Yeah. And I get it, like we're only 1 point separating each other. You guys suck, okay? Like you're supposed to be, this year is our year, this year. I remember the Arsenal fans be like, we're content with being second. City's first, it's fine. Look at that. Liverpool's not content with being second. They're first.
I think the thing with Arsenal is that their fan base is always like, we're gonna win. And then when they don't win, it's like, well, guess what? Arteta in year 4, we're finishing second already. Where's Man United? Funny enough, they're actually
it's like, year 15 with Arteta.
But like, no, but
it's
yeah,
15,
and it's like,
bro.
other than like, I think there was an FA Cup, like any like they're like with this team, this is Arteta's team. Where is the success? Like, where's the crowning jewel of this all? The success, cool, is you're staying afloat. You're always in the battle. Okay, Cleveland Cavaliers probably. Okay, Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know, bro. Like friggin' Memphis Grizzlies.
2018 Utah Jazz ass team.
Indiana Pacers. Back in those days.
Donovan Mitchell, the Spider. What the hell? Spider on both the sides. Yeah. Any Spider team is always middle of the pack. Okay,
yeah. But you know what? That's disrespectful to Spider somehow.
Yeah.
I feel. But yeah,
I don't want to relate it, bro. Arsenal sucks, bro. If Saka was anywhere near as good as Spider is in soccer terms, they would be one. Okay, so that's not even a question.
That's how does like Saka's cool. Like I'm not like, but we're in banter mode in this part of the episode. How does it's like he might be the best in the Prem, best winger in the Prem, and then it's like Salah just like wakes up like yo let me get this back, like take his back, best right winger in the world, whatever. Then like this random 16-year-old like overlaps it in the same tournament in the same year. Like it's like, bro, what's going on over here?
Gabriel's lame ass. Oh my god, I hate that entire team is just full of clowns. The entire team is full of clowns.
I just feel like
only person that's cool is Sterling, because shout out Sterling. That's OG right there. That's the only person who's cool on that team. That's OG. That's why.
And even he's trash now. Like
God, I hate that. That team is so sorry, man. They employ Kai Havertz. It's just like all a mess.
That's a good.
Who's the other guy? Oh, what's the other tall mother on that team?
Declan?
I can't remember. Declan Rice?
Declan Saliba?
Yeah, Declan Rice.
Declan.
Another one that's
Declan. Yeah, like it's true. It's just like they're sitting in fifth. Obviously, it's early in the season, but it's like I guess make sure you finish above Tottenham because those guys are cooking. And they're like 3 points behind you. So yeah, it's interesting. But right now, man, it looks like Liverpool is just taking this thing by the storm. And Brighton might play Champions League.
One last thing about Salah. Salah has matched. Well, I'm not even. This is no factual evidence, but Salah has matched Vinny's entire Ballon d'Or run last year, 12 games of the season. I don't even know if that's real. I have no clue. I think Salah's at 27 goals and assists already or something like that. 19.
I don't even know. Because I know he has 10 goals in the thing. I don't know how much.
10 goals, 7 assists. I think he has like 5 more assists in the thing.
In this Champions
Whatever.
League.
He's at 20, I think, goals and assists. I think Vinny had 29 last year. Okay, so
right. So
we're 12 games in.
It's like, bro,
now you know how much of a joke that Ballon d'Or run is.
No, it's true. It's true. So that is funny. That's true. So numbers wise, it's like numbers wise, I'm out of here. Yeah, so who knows? That is true. So I think that's pretty much where we're gonna cap it for today's episode. It's a quick little dive into the soccer world again, and I think we have so much fun because it's basketball is cool, but it's like it's always fun to just dive into these other sports to see what the drama's at. We go all international. And thanks for tuning in to this episode. We'll be back, I guess, after the aftermath of the City Liverpool clash. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe. Once again, you can check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you want to see our faces and our expressions, YouTube is the place to be. A shout out to Jad of Bear Brothers to like tweeting us out and retweeting and supporting us. It was very, very big. I think those are them. There's certain podcasts or people that kind of inspired us to do this with their personalities and the way they're just open about the way they speak. So yeah, check them out. Of course, they probably don't need our support all that much, but if you haven't heard of them, they're hella funny. Especially if you like this episode with soccer, check them out. Check us out. Pod. And anything else, Ushman?
No, that's it.
All right. See you next time on the Ridgeway Pod. Peace.